going to show some parts that I had to get made. This is actually from a machine that I was designing and built. It was a cannabis processing machine. And you can see these parts here. Push this back a little. And these are just some basic aluminum parts. And I started out, I 3D printed these parts for the initial design of the machine. And this is a carbon fiber reinforced 3D printed part, and it has some brass inserts in it for threads. And also, let's see, I don't know if you can see this here, but I have a couple holes here. I had holes in it, which I actually put steel pins in it to reinforce it. And this has made prototyping so much easier. And I can actually design the complete machine. And I could machine this part. I don't have a CNC mill. I could design this and build it on my knee mill, but it would have taken a lot of time, especially because I needed 20 of these. The 3D printing has been amazing for making prototyping easier. However, when I got to actually having to have these parts made out of aluminum, I called around to some American shops, and honestly, no one really even wanted to bid them. And, I can't really blame them. They probably looked at these parts and, they said they're not a high enough dollar part. We have other stuff that needs to be made. But within, I don't know, maybe a day, I sent these parts out to some companies in China. And they said, yeah, absolutely no problem. Had a quote back to me. I actually had so many people contacting me, wanted to build these parts, that I had to, quit contacting some of them. So I just basically said, here's the step file, here's the drawing, has all the tolerances on it. A day or two later, back with a price. And you're looking at it was about 6 weeks to get all parts made. And, I had maybe 15 parts, and I think my initial run was about 100 of each part. And, they did just fine. The thing with sending parts to China, as long as you know exactly what you want, you can just go in and say, hey, make this part, here's the specs, and they'll do it. And they'll have it to you, it'll be in the mail, and it's on the way. And their price is a fraction of what I could have got in the United States. That is going to be very hard to replace.